It's 24 June 2012. I'm out here at the Dimitri property. I've been here 1 week, and I've got the top floor clean. So I want to video that. I want to make some comments with respect to some of the neglect. Hopefully it might educate some in the future with respect to not only home maintenance but also health issues that affects us all. This is the living room. As you can see, the floors are intact. The structure is intact. The house is solid and sound shape with respect to that. It needs to be painted. It needs to have the floors resanded, and it needs to have some work done to it with respect to bathrooms and some of the window issues that I'll highlight as we walk through the house. In case we start here in the living room, you can see there are some serious issues with respect to the windows. They are not of the new type. They're old, they're wooden, and the glazing is pretty bad in them. But you have an outside storm, and then you have an inside window, so you have a pretty big gap in between there, and like all windows, they all sweat inside and out, which causes a lot of the issues that we're going to talk about. One of the issues, and I'll show you more profoundly as we get in the back part of the room, is that when the water hits the window, or the moisture builds up on it and it comes down, on an older window, because of the glazing is what seals the window from the in and outside the house, if that glazing is deteriorated and not kept up to date, then the window, with respect to the route in the frame of the window, will hold moisture, and it's a source of mold. You can see some of the mold here. It's not that bad. You can see the glazing where it's cracked, but it's not as bad as some that we're seeing in the other rooms. The firebox is intact. It seems to be drafted properly. Kick plate opens up, but the joints don't seem to be burnt out, which is always a big issue, and make sure that they are drafted out. Again, I will have to go on the roof and look down and ensure what the throat looks like, and see if the cap and stuff are intact from the top of the chimney standpoint. In the case, we're going to take some muriatic acid and we're going to clean this outside face and the box off and dress that up. Not bad. We have some crack issues pretty much throughout the house that have been documented, so I'm not going to speak much to that today. I'm just going to talk about the maintenance and the upkeep of a home and how it benefits the occupants if they do it right. Again, you can see we had mold throughout the house. You have a mold issue here at the seal on the door. It's an old style door. It's highly suggested to replace the doors, but you can see these old style wooden seals. If you don't have a good storm door, the rain comes in, it hits the door, goes down, and the old wooden seals, if they're not painted and kept up, that seals the wood that the water hits on, the water will lay and the mold will come. Not counting the rot. You can see if we open the storm door, you can see there's still some mold here. I haven't cleaned that here on the storm door on that part yet, but yeah, the door itself, you can see there's a green and there's mold here. So it's just really a bad design door. It's got a veneer on it. They haven't been kept up, and it just holds water. It's a water trap. Okay, moving right along. Hallway painted. The doorbell doesn't work. I'm not sure what's wrong with it. The smoke detector doesn't work. On the smoke detector, there's one of the attachments that holds the detector to the bracket on the ceiling is broke, and I'm not sure if it's a battery issue with respect to it not working, but they're not that expensive. I can pick up a new one. The bathrooms, they're atrocious. I'm going to highlight some things in here that I think are important. Again, I'm trying to be kind. I'm not trying to belittle anybody. Just what happens to our house when it's neglected. We are going to re-demo these bathrooms, but with respect to things we all need to be mindful of, regardless of if the toilet, the sink, and the tub are new or older design, it doesn't make a difference. But the old design are more cast iron, which sweats and which rust. The toilets, these toilets had tons of mold in them. I've taken the mold out of them. I've bleached them. You had mold on the bottom of the top of the tank. You had mold in the tank. You had mold in behind the tank. And I'll show you. Even the mold, even because of the tank sweats, the mold even comes down. Not the mold, but the water comes down and holds mold on the bottom of it. So if you look up on the back of that tank, you can see all those black and red residue. But that's another part of where the mold collects at. Same thing for sink. These old style sinks, they're just atrocious to take home moisture, and again, you got mold issues. This floor, someone took and put towel over top of the original floor. This is like a vinyl or just a self-adhesive type of flooring that went on top of a ceramic floor. The toilet's never been caulked, so you got water that comes off the toilet because it sweats and it goes up, and you got mold on the bottom also. The windows, really, really bad shape. Again, you can see where the deterioration is at. We've got one window that's busted here. I've covered it up with plastic for now, and I'll highlight more about the glazing issue in a more obvious case. But in any case, I wanted to show you here some of the mold that's gotten here. I got before and after pictures. You can still see some of the black residue, especially up in here where it collected mold, and even up in here. Mold was throughout this house because it wasn't kept up to date. So you got years of usage on top of years of neglect, and this is what you end up with. The joints, the same thing with the joints. Your wash areas, they need to be cleaned, once a month. If you don't, the grout will hold moisture. You'll get mold here. This person that lived here tried to ad hoc and put his own type of grout in, but what happens when you do it that way is that you're sealing in the mold. Anytime that you take and you redress or you dress up any grout issue, you need to dig the old grout out and do it back properly. Same thing here. And these old tubs are famous for it. Even the sink and towel bar holders, they all hold water, and if you don't keep them up, it's going to have mold in it. Same thing on the floor here. You see here. Well, you can't really, but it's all throughout the house. The bathroom is pretty bad shape, but I can't stress enough that with proper home maintenance, you should take once a month. You should wipe your appliances down in their entirety. And what I mean by that, if you got a sink like this, get up underneath it and wipe it down. Get some Pine Sol or some disinfectant. With respect to your toilet, it's the biggest source of moisture in the bathroom. They should be cleaned once a month. I'm talking wiped outside, externally. I'm talking about going internally, even in the tank. Be careful that you don't damage the components, but it's not that hard to take a sponge and just wipe it down, take a quart of bleach into it and flush it. Boom. Guess what? You're disinfected and you've got no mold. That's health. That's healthy for us and anybody that comes into the house. In any case, as we go along here into bedroom 1, it needs to be painted, it needs to be up to date, but again, I can't stress enough, when you walk through this house before I cleaned it, and you still can, I'm running the fan, and I'll show you where I'm trying to get the mold out of the house or the mold smell. It's 1,000 times better than what it was, but you can still smell it. We just need to be sanded, prepped, painted in proper colors. Again, your floor needs to be sanded and a couple of coats of urethane will let it be fine. But this one here in particular, this room here in particular, and this window in particular, is indicative of the windows throughout the house. You can see the glazing here is deteriorated to a point where it's fallen off. And this is on the windows throughout the whole house. And again, the moisture, all the sweat from the window comes in. You can see the mold here. I've scrubbed it with bleach. The same thing on the top right here. You've got where the mold, because of the moisture, water laid there, it's throughout the whole house. And all these windows, this is just one of several, but it pretty much shows you just the issue of what you're going to have and where the mold comes from, the source of mold. The windows is a source, and the bathrooms that I've already indicated is a source. But this is just a lack of neglect is why you're getting mold here. But again, you know, at least twice a year, your windows should be cleaned on the outside and inside. Your seals should be checked to make sure there's no rot and that they're sealing properly. This is an old style storm window. It's just got a big, window light that goes over top the house window. But you can see here, if you sit back, you can see mold right in there. How it holds the moisture. So again, if you wipe them down twice a year and throughout the day, you know, throughout the year, weather permit, open the windows up. Let the house breathe. It has to breathe. And again, look over here. Look at the mold spores on this storm window here. It's just profoundly. I mean, that's people that mold will kill you. It's really some dangerous stuff. And again, you look down in the seal, you can see all the mold laying in there, and that comes from neglect and lack of proper home maintenance. And again, it comes in here in the windows, and I don't want to be redundant, but I can't stress this enough. If you got a house and you're looking at this video, look, get you a bucket, some pine sol, put a little bleach in it, some sponge, and start going to work and keep your house healthy. It's like a person. If you don't wash your boo-boo, guess what? You stink. If you don't wash your home, guess what? It stinks. Duh! All right, in here it's the same thing. I don't want to be redundant, show you the general condition of the room, how much better it looks, but also you can see in here, you can see back on this wall, you got mold in here. And this room's more profound than the other because guess what? You got 1, 2, 3 windows. This window on this end of the house, because you got, if you look on the outside, we've got nothing but tree line right here. And that tree line is, in my opinion, way too close to the house. And if you're going to have a tree line like that architect into the home, then the exterior will have certain components that will resist that moisture and that mildew that's going to come off that tree line. And in the case, my point here is that you can see out here, because of the moisture and the mildew that I speak of, this seal here has got some rot. You might be able to Dutch and fix that in, but you got mold all through here. I mean, profound mold. Right in here, the same thing. And it's come to the inside. You see here, I've cleaned it. I've washed it, but you know, they're at the point now, okay, let's get them primed, sanded and primed up and get them conditioned. The same thing up here, you can look on the top right there. All that right there, look right there where the mold is in behind that. These need to come off, and they need to be sanded and prepped properly. Again, back in here, you can see where the mold, because of the sweat and the lack of sealing, you see the glazing right there where it's busted up? And this is just a general glaze. There's no seal here at all. And what I mean by that is when the glazing gets hard and cracks, it pulls away from the wood, thereby negating any seal that you might have, and guess what? The water comes in, and you know the rest. Same thing over here, profound mold. You got mold throughout the whole house, glazing issues. Look at this. If that don't turn your stomach, I don't know what will. And in case, I just spent a week cleaning this crap out of the house, and I can tell you, me and mold, we don't get along. I don't like it, and make you sick. So in any case, you can just see the general conditions of the windows. And because the windows are really bad in here, in particular this end window, we've got more moisture in the room, thereby it's built mold. There's still some in here. I'm going to have to take in, when I sand these walls, I'm going to have to wash them down before I sand them. Hopefully I can get some of it off. But I tell you, I rubbed it on some of it won't move. The only way you can get rid of that, you got to sand the paint per se, and you get rid of the mold and then put new coats on it and seal it. In the case, going on into the master bedroom, again, it's the same conditions because it's on the end wall. You've got 2 windows in here. You can see over here, you've got more mold on the wall. See this residue, this black residue? And why is that? Because the window is deteriorated. The glazing, the same issue. We've got one pane out, and you can see the rot right here that I speak of because of this end condition. It's really, really in bad shape. I'm really thinking that they're going to have to probably replace the windows. I don't know what the budget is, but it's going to cost somebody one way or the other. And what I mean by that is, and I'm trying to be kind here. We don't like the expense, but a painter comes in here and does this right, it's going to cost you people. I'm telling you, this glazing is not an easy job. It's a time-consuming job. It'll take you more time, and that's typical of any paint. It takes more time to prep than it does to paint, but it's really going to take some work to get these windows in tip-top condition. And I'm not saying that it can't be done. It can. Old painters, they do it quite often, but it's been to a point now there's a lot of neglect, and that equals a lot of work. Again, you can see this residue on the walls. I've wiped them down. I've got them the best I could, but again, it's the same issue. Same thing in here. Here you can see this window. Here's a good indicative. Again, I can't stress enough the mold because of the lack of glazing and the old style. It's not just a lack of maintenance. The older materials, they need more maintenance because they're not resistant to the weather. Same thing up there. Look at the glazing right there. It's just laying there. In any case, enough on the windows. You kind of get the idea of that. Same thing at the Tully here. I cleaned it off. Just kind of give you a general idea. You can still see the dirt that's up underneath her still. Same thing over here. We're going to demo them. I've cleaned them the best that I can. Just because we're going to demo them, but I'm staying here. I don't want to get sick. In any case, the house is much, much better. Smells much, much better. It's livable in the condition that it is now, in that it's clean. We keep his fan running 24/7, pretty much. I've turned it off so I could hear myself on this video. But when you turn it off and you let the air still, you still can smell the mold in the sense of a mustiness. So the paint and the work that's going to be done here in the near future is going to eradicate most of that, especially these bathrooms. I can tell you right now, the way they did this floor, you've probably got more mold underneath that floor than you shake a stick at, and there's where you smell it at. So, in either case, I leave the bathroom doors closed. I've got the windows open on them, and I turn the fan on to make sure everything gets aired out properly. But you've got some major work here to do to keep this house up to date and to make it livable, and hopefully make it to a point where it's going to be it's going to sell. You're going to want someone's going to want to come in here and live here because it's a really nice shape. If it's a fixer-upper person, that's fine, but your market for fixer-uppers is not as broad as, you know, a young family getting ready to come from an apartment to their own home. We've talked about the area in here before, and I don't want to be redundant, but again, we have an issue here on the floor that I want to take and highlight in the video because it's more profoundly seen, and I can explain myself. If you look back here on the add-on, if you follow the wood floor line, you can see it jumps and then it shifts back. And this bump out, or this add-on here, is probably out of square with the rest of the main house. It's not hard to do. I've seen people do it all the time. In either case, I don't know if a divider here would break that up. My recommendation is to take and we're going to have to redo the kitchen floor anyway, and so why not just whatever we put down here, do that over here, redo the wood floor here, and let that stand as it is. I don't think that'll be bad, and that'll hide that mistake off over there. It won't look bad at all. We have an ad hoc issue here with the person that did the add-on made the plug hot with this wire. The wire runs up and through the cabinets. I'll show you here what I'm talking about. You can see it runs through the cabinet, comes, there it is, comes up here to a light. This light is made hot by this feed. This feed coming over to here. The feed comes down to here, and boom, it plugs in here. So they got juice from this plug outlet. It is what it is, but it needs to be done and done right. All the plug outlets in here, all the two-prong type, I'm going to recommend, and I think Massachusetts code will allow it, is to put the GFI plugs in all of them. There's no GFI at all in the bathrooms or the kitchen. So I think you can take and put GFIs in those, certainly, but also you can ground these old styles by using a GFI plug outlet, and that makes things a whole lot safer for any occupancy in the future. This floor on this kitchen someone retiled the original tile, so you're going to have a discrepancy here of height-wise, probably a 3/16 of an inch, not that much to see with the naked eye, but when they redo that, that should be popped up, and you'll have a reducer right here. And if they do that part with the vinyl reducer there, it will look quite nice, I think. The casing here on the window, on the frame, on the opening, it's been done ad hoc. We're not going to get too much into detail about that, but we're going to redo that into the case. Also, with respect to mold, I took and cleaned this refrigerator out. People, even on the bottom of this, if it's not maintained, I popped it upside down. It was full of mold. Excuse me. I got pictures of it. I'll show it to you later on. The kitchen cabinets, they're intact. They're not in bad shape. I mean that they're not beat up and deteriorated to a point where they're not usable. They certainly are appealing. I would strongly recommend that they be sanded down in a couple coats of polyurethane. And be mindful that when you redo these kitchen cabinets, that the hardware, it needs to be documented per door. It needs to be pulled off per door, and they need to be repainted and reconditioned themselves. Again, the face on them is fine. It just needs to be revarnished. Inside, they need to be caulked. You got cracks all through them. Need to be caulked and painted and sealed. That's good for your food. You can see where they had some type of ad hoc shelving board on it. Obviously, they need to be greased. The drawers are the same way. They just had someone paint them. They just need to be repainted and dressed up. The bottom cabinets are the same way. All the hardware seems to function when they open and close fine. This floor here, you might want to take some masonite. You can see where the plywood, where it's starting to deteriorate. It's not bad, but it's starting to. I would take and put some masonite now and dress that up. You can see where they've added the old plastic pipe to the cast iron. You might want to put a garbage disposal. It might be a good candidate at least for that and make it up to date. Again, with respect to mold and the proper way of doing things, my opinion, in Fairfax County, all these sinks are to be caulked. And the reason for that is you use the sink and you cook and wash, water gets here. If they're not caulked, it gets up underneath it, it lays there, and next thing you know, boom, you got mold. The backs here, all that need to be recaulked. Not a big deal. Needs to be redone. The oven and the stove, is in good shape functionally. I still got some cleaning here I'm going to do. I took and run the oven cleaner. I've scrubbed it with degreaser, but you still got residue here. I'm going to take some SOS pads and see if I can't get that off from inside. If I can do that, it would be fine. The cans and the burners, I think, should be replaced or deteriorated. You have on the bottom here, you can see it. At least you can see it now. You still have some residue in here, and I'm going to mention this. You can see here where the heat's bypassing it. Well, you're going to get heat's going to bypass it. I'm not sure if the clearance is here, but this door seal could be bad, and that's not something that you can replace. You have to go back to the factory, but I just documented that you're getting heat coming by here. There is a standard and a tolerance, and it might be fine with that. I'll try to get this off and clean it up, but it seems to me that the gasket's bad. But the canister on the bottom of it, you can see back here, because you got a vent here from the oven, this last canister starting to deteriorate on the bottom. Again, the stove functions perfectly. The timer, the on-off switches, they all work fine. I've cooked on it. Seems to work perfectly, actually. But if I can get the residue cleaned off and I can replace the cans, I think the stove will be fine. I'm not sure on the door issue. I'm going to look into that before I'm making any further comment on it. It just might be you're going to get some come out of it, but you shouldn't get much. But that just looks like it's been neglected, and we'll see if we can get it off, but it might be an issue. With respect to the hood fan, they're going to replace it. This thing's in a hell of a shape. The exhaust on the outside was stuck shut. I did open it up. I'll turn it on here, and you can hear it It's still somewhat hanging, but you can hear what I'm talking about. Here the RPMs come up now. See it? It picked up because of the air eventually forced it open. But it is hanging, the exhaust is hanging. That's something that has to be addressed, and I highly suggest to replace this. I think you can get it for under $100. Hopefully you get the same color. But yeah, you need something there. Again, the painting is normal as we talked about. It all needs to be redone. The outside screen porch, I took in and cleaned all this up, take the screens out. Everything seems to be intact. We have some damage. We have 2 damaged paintings here. It looked like someone hit something here. Kind of out of rack this metal part. I think you might be able to take and bring that back. I believe I can, and still keep the window per se. Just replace the glass. You have cracks here on the floor that need to be sealed. You can see it right there. He has a hole over here. I'm not sure I've put mouse traps in. I haven't got any yet. And you have a issue right here with a hole. There's a hole here, and you can see here where the door is out of rack. You're probably talking 3/4 inch to nothing. You can see the daylight there. So you also have an insulation and weather issue there. You can see that. I would recommend replacing the doors. All these exterior doors have the old wood seal, and I've talked about that at the front door. Again, you can see the blackness there because if the seals aren't continuously painted and kept up, they're going to hold moisture, and that's going to bring mold. Same thing right here. This door and this one, I think you would do much better with a half pane, half panel door that would bring the light in. I would suggest that you take and get some 1x. I would trim out the top. I would case the windows. I would put some baseboards, some 1x4 down. Just something. I would paint everything a nice bright white. That would contrast good with this brownish, grayish looking panel. And then I would use like a medium gray on the floor. I would also take and paint the fireplace. It just, it looked much better. Most of them painted. You don't want too many different colors contrasting. It's just an eyesore. But I think if you cased everything out and trimmed it in the bright white, that would make the panel stand out. And put a medium gray on the floor and either paint. I would probably paint that white. I think it'd look good with a new set of doors. And to include on the doors, I would also include storm doors. The one on the front is just a cheap kind. It's pretty noisy. But that's where we're at this stage. I hope I didn't offend anybody. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just trying to take and help educate people to see what I see and why the issues are important. Okay.